Gyro aiming is great, but not that many games allow you to use it. But if you are on PC, Steam Deck or the new Steam machine, wow, this list is growing, you can force gyro into every game. But you need to configure it yourself. And that's why I spent a lot of time configuring games for you! Yes, you, Jimmy! Here are the games that are configured in November 2025, thanks to the support of my Patreons. The Outer Worlds 2 is not the type of game that I would usually play. Western RPGs don't really grab my attention, but this one was pretty cool. I already made a whole video about it that most of you didn't watch, so go watch that after watching this video, please. The only funny thing that I can say about creating a gyro configuration for this game is that for some reason the game does have mix inputs, but only when you hold down a key on the keyboard. So I set Steam to do that and bam! Flawless mix inputs. Anyway, go watch my video on this game after this one. Black Mesa is a remake of the first Half-Life. It's kinda crazy trying to play old games nowadays because you would think that they are clunky and look bad and just don't hold up. But then you actually play them and they are a lot more competent than you. But like, my guy, have you looked at what a PS2 game looks like? They are low-key beautiful, and Black Mesa is not only beautiful, but it also plays just like you would expect any Valve game, which just goes to show how much they have figured it out by then. I know I'm talking about a remake, so this whiplash isn't as strong as it could be if, you know, I was literally playing the original, but still, I think this is pretty cool. As for the gyro in this game has native gyro support, but the sensitivity, say it with me, doesn't follow the natural sensitivity scale. The max sensitivity is kept at 2 times the natural sensitivity scale. Using mix inputs to enable FlickStick makes the game change to the gamepad sensitivity scale, which has built-in acceleration, making FlickStick impossible to configure without completely emulating a keyboard and mouse. Sheesh, I feel like this was the nerdiest paragraph I ever said in my life. Anyway, next game. This is a good one. Next, I played Arc Raiders, and I'm sorry. I feel like I should publicly apologize because I should have been the first one to make a configuration for this game, but it took me a while to get to this one and for good reason. I kept tweaking my configuration for days. It's probably the hardest configuration I've ever done. I also already made a video about it that I think you should watch, but here's a cool story about that video. I was trying to record fights between other players and me, but everyone was so nice that I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Then I thought, okay, I'll bring a defibrillator, I will explain my situation and challenge them to a duel. Whoever wins, revive the one who lost. So I did that. But the footage was bad. It felt fake because it kinda was. So I went back to my original plan of just shooting everyone that I saw, but then something incredible happened. I opened this door and there were 2 people on the other side. Regrettably, I just looked at another player and I started blasting. They knocked me down instantly.
Hey, that's not cool, bro.
And even though I didn't deserve their mercy, they gave it to me anyway.
No, I mean, I can revive him, but I don't blame him for shooting, you know?
I apologized and we started walking together. At every minute, another player would show up and we would befriend them. All of those people, complete strangers, started to look out for each other. We were sharing, gathering, and preparing to fight a bastion. In the middle of the fight, we lost one comrade. He was like a brother to me, even though I had just met him. Even after defeating the bastion, the fight was not over. Some wasps and hornets appeared and we ran. We celebrated our victory and mourned our loss as we went back home.
Really nice to meet you guys. So cool of you guys.
Absolute cinema, what the hell? It's just a shame that Embark did implement Gyro and FlickStick to the finals, and it was one of the top 3 implementations alongside Fortnite and COD. But now this feature is completely abandoned with critical bugs that make it almost unusable. And seeing that there's no intention to port this feature over to Arc Raiders, we are out of luck. Anyway, make sure to not use 2 monitors while using my configuration for this game because the mouse cursor will click on stuff outside of the game. Also, I have to mention that a lot of people haven't been able to find my configuration on the list, so I would recommend you to just use the link in the description to import my configuration. Vanquish is cool, a hidden gem, weird. Gears of War with a cyborg with rockets on his legs? Yes, that one is better. We need to remember that at that generation, every game was trying to be like Gears of War. Kinda like how every game nowadays tries to be The Last of Us. But oh my god, I couldn't get used to the controls of this game. This is a cover shooter. You are a super soldier, but you're also kind of fragile. So you will slide from cover to cover, doing cool shit to make the game activate slow motion. And being cool is extremely rewarding in this game. Like, if you throw a grenade and you shoot it in the air, the explosion is bigger and it deals more damage. But why do I need to reload with R1? Why none of the buttons are in the position you would expect? What is wrong with this game? Well, it's simple. This game didn't have gyro aiming at the time, so developers had to mitigate the amount of times you had to lift your thumb from the right stick so players would still have control over the camera. I believe that most people already played this game with the default bindings, so I haven't changed the default bindings for my public configuration, but I did to my personal configuration, and they were awesome. I highly recommend this game. Well, if it isn't the PS4 game on PS5 with new gimmick controller features instead of the one actually useful feature, gyro aiming. In this game, gyro is only active while holding the L2 button. For some reason, the sensitivity is quite high while the aiming animation is playing, but after that, the sensitivity goes back to normal. And like I always say, I think this is a great game for gyro beginners because gyro is only active while ADSing, so it's very friendly to newcomers. This month we didn't have a bonus round, but we did have some exciting news. Input Labs announced a new Alpaca controller, the Alpaca 2. This time it will have 2 scroll wheels, another analog stick and 4 gyro sensors for maximum gyro stability. That's crazy! If you want to help them out, they released a GoFundMe page and they need your support to help fund this project. So please check them out. I'm not even being paid to say this, I just want them to release another quality product. If you like this video, you will probably like this one too. Like and subscribe, and shout out to my Patreons: Christopher Fox, Thana Oath, Easy, Ars Poetic, and Oryx Gazella. Thank you so much for watching.